Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. As you can see, I've got a double pager happening, but on the left side it's a 3x8 insert page, and on the right it's a more standard 6x8, but I am going to have a flip because I want to include both of these. I liked this info that was here because this is Multnomah Falls, just outside of Portland, Oregon. Very famous, and so I wanted to have the drops for both of these falls on there since you can see both of them here. And then this was our tour guide for the day. His name was Zeke, and he was awesome. He gave us the best day probably that we had our entire trip. So I want to make sure he gets credit and that he appears in there. So I have all of that, but that means I have to find a card to go in between these. And then also I can't decide, do I want him up front so that all the people pictures are kind of together, or do I want it like this and then Zeke is in the back or over here? I'm just not sure. So I have to figure that out, plus find a card. The other thing that I have that I'm starting with here is this little sticker. I found this in the gift shop when we were there, and I love that it has the name. It says Oregon. It's not an ideal color match because of the blue, where like he's wearing black, I'm wearing black. But I could work in some navy elements if I felt like I needed to. But the other thing is I'm just not sure where to put this, because anywhere here it would kind of cover up stuff, which I don't want. So I'm thinking it's probably going to go either by Zeke here, or wherever the card ends up, it may have to be on the card. So I went into my bin of stuff that I had gathered for Portland, and I pulled out all the 4x6 cards that I still have left. And looking at these, I think I like these the best. The yellow doesn't go, obviously. This one might not have been so bad, but I feel like it's just so busy and there's already a lot of green. So I don't think I want that. I kind of like the gray one because it's a neutral. There's definitely gray happening here. And then I like this topographical. That sounds weird to say, but I think that's right. I like the map look there, and because we're out in the woods, I think it fits. But then there's this one, and I don't know why I put this in there, originally what my thinking was, but I like the fact that it does have some blue in it. So if I were to use this, it matches. So I'm not sure. I do like both of these though. Here's the other thing. I could end up using both actually because I need a flip, but then I realized Zeke is only on a 3x4 here, but this is a 4x6 space. So I'm going to have to do something. So I could put maybe him on the blue, use the gray over here, and then do the sticker. I don't know, something like this. It's kind of busy to have them next to each other, but it may have to be that way just given what I need to fit in here. So I'm going to play around with it a little bit and then we'll see what happens. So when I was going through my bin again to see what else I might be able to work in here, I have this sheet of chipboard stickers from Ellie's Studio. And there are several darker blue ones on here that might help me work all this together. I love this one that says enjoying the great outdoors. We were, so that's perfect. I also have this one that also has that similar style to this card, so that might be a nice way to tie that in. And I also have this one that says go out and explore. And I mean, potentially I could maybe use all three of those if there was a right way to put them together. So I think I'm going to leave this out because these are all good matches, I think, for the most part. And I'll just move things around, play around with what I've got going here, and decide what the best layout will be. So I think I have figured out part of my problem here. I think I'm going to do this one on top because I like how the gray works with everything, and then I can use this front and center here. You'll see it first thing, and that's good because I want the name to show. So it'll be here. I'm just not sure, like, do I want it like this so I can journal, add some other embellishments off to the side for the same reasons. I'm just not sure where to put that, but it will be on the top here. And then when this flips over, I'm going to have the info here. I like it across from these two photos, I think, so I'm happy with that. And then our guide will be on the back here on that blue, and I can work in some gray and green there if I feel I need it, in addition to the blues that I have happening. So I think that's how it's going to be. at least for now. I always reserve the right to change my mind, but I think that's what I'm going to go with for now. I decided to put on the sticker on the right hand side here, and let me tell you, oh my God, was it a pain to get the backing off that thing. So great in a way that it didn't come undone on my way home and like nothing got stuck to the back or whatever, but whew, if I didn't have nails, like I don't know how I would have gotten that. It was very tough. Okay, so I have that on there. It leaves me some room to journal. There are a few just little sentences I think I want to say. I do have journaling on the previous layout when we first got here, but I want to say some other things, so that leaves me that room. And then over here, I'm going to take this one that says go out and explore. And because this is on the right side, I think I want to go up here so that these are diagonal to each other, and this one on the left. So my left hand layout needs some blue. So if I put that up here like so, it's not covering anything that's really important. Is that pretty even? I think so. All right, so that's how it'll look when you just open the album and you're on this page before you do the flip or anything. And I like that. I really like these on there. It does brighten it up. Not that black is bad, but I think it does brighten it up quite a bit. So I'm happy about that. So then the next trick will just be to figure out how to lay out this. And then if I did something here, it would probably be in this corner. I don't want it too close to this. So my options are a little bit limited, but if I did, it would probably be down here to fill some space, but we'll see. So I've decided I am going to use this chipboard sticker from that same set, and I am going to just do it right down here. Actually, I'm going to go this way so that I can go right to the left edge there. Line it up as best I can. Is that pretty even? I think so. Yeah, that looks good. So again, it adds a nice pop of color in there, which I really like here. It breaks up kind of all the green and gray that's happening. So that's all right. So I have that there. The only thing is that when this is open, I feel like everything is heavy to the left side and I don't have anything over here. I wouldn't want to use this now because it'd be blue on blue. So I think I have to find something else either in this lighter green, maybe black, but I'm not sure how I feel about the black, but maybe some lighter green just to get something on there. So I'm going to go into my bin, pull out my pouch of ephemera stuff and see what I can find in there. Okay, so here's the pile of stuff I didn't pick. Here are all the things that I did pick out. And actually looking at these sitting there, I don't like this one because it looks, I know it says tourist mode and it's got trees, but it looks like a city. So actually we'll get rid of that one. But all the rest of these I like, and I had forgotten about some of these. Clearly, I forgot that I had one in there, a sticker that says, or a phrase label that says waterfall. And this was the last one we saw. So I'm going to have to work that in somewhere. Maybe would it fit here? Oh, dang it. I should have found this first because now it's probably going to cut off the top of the waterfall. Well, maybe if I cut it, I don't know, but would it be weird to move it down here maybe? These are just steps. That's boring. Maybe I could do something down there. So we'll save that. And then over here, I really like this one. The blue's a little bit brighter than this navy, but I really like it. I like that it has the green on it too. And it takes up kind of this big space here because I'm not really planning to journal anything here. I mean, I could just be like, this is Zeke, but I could also write in, on the gray part about him, which was kind of my plan. So I have that. I also have this, which I forgot about. And this is iconic. This is very well known in Oregon. So I kind of like this too. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with this stuff some more. These would also work. I just like this one that it has the mix of green. I think that's what's catching my eye about that. I decided to go with this piece. I kept looking at it and I finally thought it's a sign. If I keep looking at it, like I can't keep my eyes off it against all this, this must be the right one. The other ones didn't hit me like that. So I went with this one and I love it. So that's done. Now here, I was looking at this because I put this on the left-hand side and it's stuck now. I tried to pry it up just to see. It's not coming off. So now that that's stuck here, I don't like these across from each other. So I'm going to have to either put it here, or I thought trying to go visual triangle, even though these aren't all blue. It is a third element. I could do it here. Yes, it would overlap my friend's, you know, legs a little bit, but it's not horrible. So I'm thinking I might put it there because then at least I've got a triangle of stuff, even if it's not all the same color. I did decide to put the waterfall phrase there, and I actually did trim off a little bit on both ends just to make it a little bit shorter, and I don't mind the way that looks. So I'm going with that. So now all I need to do is just load this stuff into the photo flip so that I can get that attached. And I noticed when I took this one out that I'm actually getting low on these 4x6 flips, so I'm going to have to reorder. And I have noticed lately, like, they're getting a little bit harder to find. If you are a pocket scrapper and you use these, have you found that as well? They just don't seem to be as plentiful, and I don't know if it's because people aren't using them, they're not making as many, or they just sell out so quickly. I don't know what it is, but I hope they don't stop making them because I still use them quite a bit. All right, now this is going to be the challenge. That's the one thing. This is a flip out page on the other side. This is the one thing about these I don't like. Trying to get your photos in the opposite side of where the flip is can be a challenge because these open in the middle. It's not always the easiest thing to get all the photos in there. So I'll do all that and then I'll come back. So I realized when trying to shove those pictures in there that I'm an idiot because it would be easier to use this configuration. Yes, it's two 4x6s. So the top, I would have to put my two 3x4s together on the back of something. It's okay. It will make it easier to get that 4x6 in the bottom instead. Trying to shove it into two 3x4 slots like this, it's just a hassle. It's not going to work. So I'm going to switch that over and then I'll apply the pocket and then I'll be good to go. I finally managed to put this all together. So now there's that. Happy with that. Over here, I wanted to try to work in this. It was too big. So what I did was I just cut off the ends a little bit. So it's definitely smaller now, but if I line it up under here, I like how that looks. And it's not cutting off anything from the waterfall, which makes me happy. So I will attach this here. Center it, just eyeballing it there like so, I think. Is that good? I think that's about centered. There we go. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to put that in here. And then I'll decide if I'm really done with it. So this is what it'll look like side by side. There's with the flip. Oh, I think that green really helped. When I see these diagonal from each other, love it. So yes, I'm not going to do anything else and mess with it any further. It's done. Here's another one finished for Portland. Thanks for watching.